They said he was crazy. Then the evidence proved him right. And they never forgave him for it. This is the story of one man, a scientist with no agenda, no hidden motive, just data, just truth. And the moment he shared that truth with the world, they tried to destroy him. My name is Vesper Ash, and tonight, we follow the man who broke ancient history. Robert Schoch was not an archaeologist. That matters more than you think. He was a geologist, a scientist trained to read rocks, to understand erosion, to interpret what water and wind and time do to stone over thousands of years. He had no career investment in ancient Egypt, no reputation built on its timeline, no reason to lie. In 1990, a man named John Anthony West approached him with a radical idea. West had spent years studying the Sphinx, and he believed, based on the erosion patterns on its body, that it was far older than anyone admitted. Much older. Most scientists ignored West. He was not a geologist. He was a writer. Easy to dismiss. So West found someone who could not be dismissed. He found Robert Schoch, and he asked him one question. Just one. What does the rock tell you? Schoch flew to Egypt. He stood before the Sphinx, and he did what geologists do. He looked at the stone. What he saw stopped him. The erosion on the Sphinx was not caused by wind, not by sand. It was caused by water. Heavy rainfall. The kind of sustained precipitation that carved deep vertical channels into the limestone. The kind of rainfall that Egypt has not seen for over 7,000 years. Schoch ran the numbers. He consulted colleagues. He checked and rechecked. The conclusion was always the same. The Sphinx was not 4,500 years old. It was at minimum 9,000 years old, possibly 12,000, built by a civilization that existed before Egypt, before Mesopotamia, before everything we were taught was the beginning of human history. Schoch knew what this meant. He knew what he was about to say to the world. And he said it anyway. October 1992, San Diego, California. The annual meeting of the Geological Society of America. Robert Schoch stood up and presented his findings to the world. The room did not applaud. Egyptologists were furious. One of the most prominent, Dr. Zahi Hawass, called Schoch's conclusions pseudoscience. He said Schoch was irresponsible, that he was damaging the field, that he simply did not understand Egyptian history. Other archaeologists were worse. They questioned his credentials, his motives, his sanity. One colleague told him privately, "Robert, even if you are right, you cannot say this. Too much depends on the current timeline." Think about what that means. Even if you are right, you cannot say this. But Schoch said it anyway. Year after year, paper after paper, conference after conference. He never changed his conclusion, because the rock never changed its story, and the attacks never stopped. In 1994, just 2 years after Schoch stood alone in San Diego, a German archaeologist named Klaus Schmidt began excavating a hill in southern Turkey. What he found was impossible by the accepted timeline. Massive stone pillars, perfectly carved, carbon dated to 9,600 BC. Built by people who were not supposed to be capable of building anything. 7,000 years before the pyramids. Suddenly, Schoch's numbers didn't seem so crazy. Then the underwater discoveries. Geometric structures on the ocean floor off India. A stepped pyramid off Japan. Each one pointing to the same conclusion Schoch had reached years earlier. The timeline is wrong. It has always been wrong. And the man who said so first is still waiting for an apology that will never come. Robert Schoch is still alive, still publishing, still fighting, alone. They never apologized. They never acknowledged what he found. But the stones don't lie. And somewhere beneath the Egyptian desert, the full story is still waiting. Who were the people that built the Sphinx? What happened to them? And why does the answer terrify the people in charge of our history? I'm Vesper Ash, and nothing stays buried forever.